This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we bring you the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld, and we've been selling homes here in Southern Nevada since 1988. But I also have with us Darren Welsh, who's the corporate counsel for Berkshire Hathaway. Darren, I want to welcome you back once again.
Thank you.
There's let's talk a little bit about e-service real estate. First, tell everyone what we're talking about when we say e-service real estate.
So what's happening is that everybody in modern day, like even now in the room while we're on the radio, everybody has their smartphones out. And so what you're finding is that there's been some problems lately where we have the ease of e-signing. Mm-hmm. We also have the ease of communication with email.
Right. And
we've got a lot of things that can be electronically signed now. And what's happening is people are not really seeing the screen. If you had a piece of paper in front of you, you could probably read it better.
Right.
And so the warning goes out, I think e-signing is not going away. It will take over everything. Pretty soon we won't really do money contracts.
But we won't need pens anymore.
We just have to, I'm telling the listeners I'm reminding them they really need to either get their bifocals out or get on a bigger screen so they look at it. Because we've had a number of situations where people sign and they say, I will accept $500 from my swing set, and it really says $5.
Oh.
And so that's just something to worry about. It's all you do is worry.
Every time I send it, I'm careful to say, and you'll appreciate this, I'm careful to say, call me with any questions.
Right.
That's the only thing I ever write in my cover. Call me with any questions. And I might describe some of the things that were changed in it if we hadn't spoken about them, if there were any changes. But we'll say that. But that's important. And you talk about small print, both literally and figuratively.
It is small.
Right.
On the telephone, it is tiny.
Yeah.
And another thing that's happening now, and we have some new legislation that just came out in the 2017 legislative session just ended. Mm-hmm. The rules are changing of being able to cancel or modify a transaction and give notice to someone via email.
Yes.
Because this is a problem. The statutes that are written 20 years ago said, hey, if you want to cancel the transaction, send me a letter. Some of them say, send me a certified letter or hand deliver it to me.
Right.
In today's world, you really are going to be communicating the most by email and then even text.
Yeah.
And so now by law, you can cancel a transaction. If you receive your homeowners association package, your CC&Rs, and you realize you don't like that because they don't allow boat parking in the front yard, for example, you can now cancel via email.
Seller's market, failing to close.
So one thing, everything goes in cycles. It's funny because nothing really changes. It's just who at the table is happy.
Yeah.
So during the recession, the sellers were sad and the buyers were happy.
Right.
And during the boom market of 2004, the sellers were happy and the buyers were sad. Now the sellers are happy and the buyers are sad.
Yeah.
So it's just the smiley face switches across the table is the only thing that happens. But all the documents are the same.
They are.
So what we're having now is we have a seller's market. So I get this all the time with a buyer who says, look, I can't close Friday. I need to close the next day, or let's say do a Thursday, Friday thing. Let's make it really easy. So I'm only off by one day. What is the big deal? My lender didn't come through, et cetera, et cetera. And so the answer is, it is a big deal.
Right.
And everyone has to remember that when you're doing a contract, contracts have a clause in them typically, and most real estate purchases do. Ours do in the Valley.
Right.
Time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence.
So believe it or not, even though it's about a 52-cent difference, if you close tomorrow, the seller loses, maybe he loses 1 day of interest on his loan. It could be, you could literally narrow it down to a couple $100.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, the seller has the right to cancel.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now with host Harvey Blankfeld. Please tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.